Kia ora, hello, I'm Philip Duncan with your weekend weather update and the outlook for next week. And apologies, we don't have a video tomorrow, Friday, but we've actually chosen a good time to take a day off because the weather is very settled right now across New Zealand and much of Australia, although a bit of rain in the forecast for both nations. Let's try and make sense of it. We'll kick off with the animated wind map. And the main feature, quite obviously, this very large area of high pressure extending all the way up to the tropics and all the way down into the Southern Ocean. This is about to move into the New Zealand area. It's the reason why we've had a couple of cold nights and we've got another cold night coming up, maybe two more, before the warmer northerlies and westerlies start to return for most of the country, although the very lower part of the country we'll start to notice that slightly milder westerly change kicking in by now. Over in Australia, plenty of northeasterly winds, and that's driving in rain and showers along the eastern coastline. So here we are for Friday, more rain and showers moving down that eastern side of Australia, while New Zealand stays dry. And it's a cold night again tonight and a cold start tomorrow morning with that high in charge, especially for the top of the South Island and for the entire North Island. So you'll certainly notice another cold night again. But a beautiful day on the way. Over in Australia though, like I say, rain on the eastern side and then this cold front moving through Western Australia as well. Also with a burst of very windy weather south of Perth. Let's go into the weekend. A small area of low pressure forming out here in the Coral Sea, but it should be short-lived. It's helping to fuel more of those showers, but the worst of the rain easing, and in fact a lot of it fell just offshore, so that's some good news this week in Australia. Not as wet as it could have actually been. And you'll notice the tropical islands not looking too bad. Some heavier downpours in Vanuatu, and over in Adelaide, Melbourne and Hobart, in comes the big westerly change, which is a long way off from New Zealand. We've got high pressure in charge on Saturday with westerly winds blowing through and some west coast rain. It'll be a little bit windy maybe through the Southern Alps, otherwise not looking too problematic. Now as we go into Sunday, some of that wet weather moves into the North Island's west coast, but as you can see, it's pretty isolated, not exactly widespread. So if you're counting on rain, Waikato for example, won't be a huge amount, but still a little bit of a top up after some of the downpours you've just had. The high up here is mostly in control, and the windy westerlies are back. Or for some people, they're finally showing up. I mean, normally they arrive around March and April, so we're getting them in May this year. As we go into next week, we are looking at a big area of high pressure to our north, so that encourages the windy westerlies, which have not been around the New Zealand area for some time. It's not overly dramatic, by the way. It doesn't even look as though there'll be a wind warning generated from this, but it's blustery in some areas as it moves across the North Island out of Tasmania area, and there's plenty of showers, especially for the western side of Tassie over the start of next week. And we head off to Tuesday, and more of those showers and windy nor'westers or westerlies for Tasmania and the coastal parts of Victoria. New Zealand's caught up in the exact same airflow, so windy westerlies for some areas, especially around Cook Strait, for example, probably a bit windy through Auckland, but mostly dry in the North Island. There might be a shower or two, otherwise dry, and rain or showers for the west coast, and a little bit colder next week for Southland. The air gets colder as you go through next week. And the last feature up here in Queensland, more of those northeasterly showers and a little bit of low pressure up in the tropics. La Nina, as we said yesterday, it's strong for May, but it's weak overall, and it's really starting to fall apart. So we're hoping it does clear up, because Australia's certainly had a lot of rain and it's not impacting New Zealand really at the moment. It feels like it is, but it's really not. It's the weather, this weather pattern here is nothing to do with La Nina for the New Zealand area. That is all from me. Apologies again, we're not here tomorrow. Staff shortages, we're still impacted like everybody else is with all the various issues with COVID. So apologies about that, but we're back again on Monday, and at least we've taken a day off when the weather is quiet. So if you need more information, just head on over to ruralweather.co.nz and weatherwatch.co.nz. We'll have extra updates for you on Friday as we go into the weekend. We'll see you again on Monday.